It is.
That is a lot.
It's a whole bunch.
I think I say that every time, though.
We do say that every time. But it continues to be more every time, so it continues to be true.
Incredible. We have a new audio system. Alex lives loves, and we want to know how we sound. We have no idea if this sounds better or worse. So please let us know in the chat if it is better and if you like
Or
it.
if it's worse.
Or if it's, worse. Thank you.
Whatever it is.
It's attached to me, so it's attached to me.
It's attached to stuff.
Yeah.
But if you've never been on the show before, welcome. I'm Jessie Sprocket. I'm the communications director here at the Generator.
And I'm Alicia Dynamic, and I'm the education manager here at the Generator.
Just ignore Tuff Beach for now.
Just ignore.
As if you could.
And this is Signal Boost, which is our live stream we do every Wednesday where we talk to different cool people in Northern Nevada about the rad stuff that they're doing. And anybody can be on the show, really anybody. And we want to hear from you. So hit us up in the chat. If you ever want to be on the show, you can DM us or email us at info@rprfm.org and just get on the show. It's open to everybody. And we run it here at our makerspace, the Generator, which is a nonprofit art space. That's 7,000 square feet here in Sparks. So yeah.
Soon to be open.
Soon to be open.
April 1st.
Mark your calendars.
Oh,
Soft
really? You have a
opening.
date?
Opening.
Super
Super
soft
opening.
opening. It's the theme of
April
2022.
We need softness in 2022.
So, and it'll be 12 on April 2nd. So mark your calendars, please.
What? You just said April 1st.
Full day. No.
Second. Sorry. It is
First
the
is a
second.
Friday. Don't even. Both of these people, they're not.
What?
Focus on me. I have the information.
Second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, April 2nd. The
It's just
Generator
thinking
will be-
beginning of April. So.
Yeah. So that's the skinny on the Generator and the Signal Boost. And we like to start off by doing this little segment called What's New with You.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, do you want to switch it over to the What's New with You? It's W. It's fine. WNWY.
It's okay.
It's just the stuff that's new with us. I don't even know really what my thing is. What's your?
What's new with you? I'm buying an excavator.
You
So
are?
I'm going to pick that up tomorrow or Monday. Or no, I'm sorry, tomorrow or Friday.
A whole app.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's a 65,000-pound excavator.
How's it gonna happen?
We're going to go there and we're going to give them a large sum of money and then they're going to load it. Then a trucking company is going to bring
You
it
gotta
to our
paint a
house.
face on it.
That's a good idea.
Look, I don't understand why you have to drive all the way there just to give them money. Fucking Venmo.
It's a lot of
With
money.
that much money?
I don't think you can do that.
That's just annoying that you have to drive all the way there just to give them.
And Andy has some things, there's a few last things to go over before the deal's finalized and get some equipment. There's a few things that need to be done.
Heavy machinery.
It's our 4th piece of heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Very proud of this fact.
What else do you have?
We have a forklift, we have a variable reach forklift, and we have a front end loader.
Oh yeah, you have a whole farm.
40 acres in the desert.
So if you need anything heavy moved around,
She says this a lot, but
then our shit's not working. I know.
Yeah. I've had to move things that are heavy myself every time, so just saying. Don't trust Alicia.
Sometimes these things aren't working. Well, 2 of them are at the Generator and move things around here all the time for the Generator.
That is true.
And the other one was broken down when she needed to move a rock recently, which was a bummer.
A boulder.
It was a boulder.
Was that for your gig?
Yes.
Oh.
That's cool though. I'm glad you're adding to your fleet.
Mm-hmm. Gonna dig some big holes, baby.
Do they have names?
They don't. That's an interesting idea. Well, I think Andy calls the front loader Little Beast.
Oh.
That's cute. That's super cute.
So I think it doesn't work.
Nice. What's new with me is just basically I think that the consumption party is happening on Friday, which is this Burning Man art project I'm helping out with. It's a 40-foot tall money sign made out of appliances that are all welded together. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And the first ever fundraiser for that is at the Alpine Friday night. It's gonna be pretty rad. DJ Mojo Jojo is playing, and Jeanette and the Juice. Yeah, Jeanette in the Juice and the Juice is performing from 7 to 9.
Cool.
Yeah, it's funky vibes. So
probably both going to be there.
Yeah, I definitely have to
You
be there.
definitely.
Wait, when is that again?
Friday night.
Friday night.
The Alpine.
The Alpine.
I want to be there.
Which is a
7
cool venue.
to 1 a.m. Yeah, it'll be dope. And it's like, supporting the art, which is cool.
Yeah.
The only other thing is that my other bestie is leaving. She's moving to Austin on Monday. So that's
Sad
It's a sad.
news. It's a sad news.
We've been best friends since we met 7 years ago, making pizza at Apple Pie downtown, which also doesn't exist anymore, RIP. So it's been a hard thing. We had a really cool party on Saturday, and we're gonna go to the Circle Jerks adolescent show on Sunday as our last hurrah before she leaves.
Fun.
So I'm looking for a new Gemini best friend, but don't tell Tiff that. Cool.
No
Applications can be emailed.
Queer ADHD Virgos need not apply.
One is enough for me. And my sister is also a queer ADHD Virgo, so I actually have 2, and that's enough.
Yeah.
She's at capacity for those.
Yeah, just Geminis only.
So
cool. Well, let's get into this interview with Tuff Peach. We're gonna interview Tuff Peach, and then we're going to play an interview we did of Connor from Renoites.
Oh.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You know Connor?
No, but I know.
Renoites.
Yeah.
he's super sweet. Very nice.
Cool.
Does Quizzo.
He's very sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hosts a Quizzo.
Quizzo.
Many a Quizzo.
Yes.
Quiz-
Quite a few. He's a
Quizzo.
professional Quizzo host.
If Quizzos? What's the plural?
I don't
Okay.
know. I'm going to think about it. All right. We're here right now with Tuff Peach.
Yeah, Tuff Peach. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Tuff Peach.
That's all you need to
I'm
know.
a photographer and an artist. Recently, I've really been getting into floral design heavily. Very, very heavily. It's kind of been really because I'm disabled. So I work mostly from my home. So florals has been what's getting me through, especially with the pandemic. I mean, I know we're all kind of clinging on to our things, and florals has been my thing for about really it was plants that started it for me, but florals for the last year I've just been diving into flowers, and I'm not coming up for air. So
To be honest, I've never seen someone photograph flowers like the way that you photograph them.
thank you. I think probably what makes you say that is because my inspo for them comes from Dutch still life. So that really old classic Dutch still life.
It's so good. It's warm and I don't know.
Moody.
Yeah,
It's
moody.
Moody is my I go through phases. I go through phases where I work a lot with lights and warm things, and then I find my way back into the dark again, and I find a lot of meaning in the dark. I don't know what it is though that draws me to it so much, because flowers are it's an oxymoron, working with flowers and working with something so dark.
Yeah, the juxtaposition of
Yeah,
those two things,
maybe
for
that
sure.
is what it is that draws me to it so much, is just the juxtaposition of the two. The dark and the softness and the delicateness of the florals together, I really dig a lot.
Yeah, there's some of your photos are super dark and moody, and some are really, really bright, but they're still moody as hell. So
Yeah.
bright moody.
Yeah. So, and Tuff Peach, because a lot of people ask me where I got that from, and the inspo actually came from the fruit. Because I also struggle with mental illness, and I'm a big advocate about that kind of thing and being open about that stuff. I'm big on heck yeah, I love, medication. I'm all about that stuff. I think it's great. If you don't need it, you don't need it. If you do, you do. Whatever. If your brain makes those chemicals, great. If it doesn't, store-bought is fine. Or like I like to say, taxpayer funded is also great because I have Medicaid, and I'm a super big advocate about that stuff too, because this healthcare system's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Pretty.
but
terrible.
yeah, but Tuff peach. So peaches are soft little fruits, and they get bruised, but they're juicy and they're loved. And
Really hard pits.
they do have super hard pits, but they're also pretty hardy little things, and so are the trees. So
I have a bunch of peach pits that I've been trying to pry open because that's how you can replant them and everything. And I literally can't do it, so I just keep putting them back in the freezer until I can figure out how to crack them open.
Oh, have you tried those?
Could probably just do the drill press.
Yeah.
Probably.
Do you have experience cracking open peach pits? Let me know. How's it sound?
Yeah, how do we
Good,
say?
we're making it better.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Audio engineering. I love that.
We need a peach pit expert apparently.
Yeah. When did you start going by Tuff Peach?
It's been like 6 years
Wow, that's a long time.
now. Yeah. About as long as might be longer than that. It's almost 7 years. So just before I got with my girlfriend, and we've been together for almost 6 years now in April. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been with me for a long time.
I think like the first art I actually saw of yours was when I got, I won a print that you made at the...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like an auction thing. So I actually like thought of you as more of a like 2D print artist, you know, and like kind of collage-y. But then once I saw your Instagram, it was like completely different.
Yeah.
So is that where you started, by doing more of the like print
No,
work?
so that lino print is actually new to me, but I love that just as much. But it's one of my symptoms that I struggle with is hand strength. My hands are so weak, man. And lino, you work with, and the tools are sharp.
Yeah.
And I slip, and that's just a disaster. And my hands were all cut up. But I do that on the occasion, and I think I started that a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. So it's been almost 2 years that I've been doing lino print. But what print was that? Do you remember?
It's like with a full rose on it, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was on a book page.
Oh yeah, that was my hellebore print. That's like on Dracula.
Yeah.
I love that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, my roommate is he's super into that kind of vibe, like Victorian lit and stuff, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like a good match
Oh
for
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I love that it went somewhere that it was going to be loved. That's good.
It's like the best thing of art. Finding the person for it.
I remember printing those. I print. So I print over my toilet in my bathroom.
Nice.
So like, cause like I don't have a table, but you know I make it work. You know, I'm not gonna let that stop me. I am a broke bitch, and you know, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to make the art. I'm not gonna let it get in my way. So I print. I use my toilet as a table, and you saw the print. It was
great.
They were wonderful. I loved them, and so I make my prints in my bathroom over my toilet, and they're wonderful.
I feel like that should be marketed.
You know, maybe not. I mean,
Maybe we're gonna advertise that.
I would be more inclined to love it if I knew it was a toilet print.
You would? Okay,
Yes.
maybe I'll put that at the bottom on the ones that are toilet prints. Toilet print edition.
Fluid edition
TP.
toilet print.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, so You're gonna do a new flower farm though, right?
Yeah, so my best friend that I've known since we were 5, and it's funny, I actually almost cried, and I don't want to get emotional. Don't make me do that. But on the way driving down here, because we grew up on Brunetti, which is like off of 19th, right down the street. Okay.
Close by.
Yeah. So literally right down the street. And so we went to school together and like grew up together our whole lives. And she's got 3 kids, and they live with me now, and we are growing a flower farm in my backyard, and we're gonna sell cut flowers.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're gonna sell cut flowers and do floral arrangements, and we have an Instagram. So if you want to follow us, we're Sowing Dreams Farm, and we're new.
SOW.
Yes, SOW, like sowing seeds. We're new, but we're starting slowly. Right before I was on my way here, I was sowing bulbs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. What kinds of bulbs?
Ranunculus.
Oh my god,
Hell
I
yes.
love ranunculus.
I don't have any over there,
It's
but
one of my very favorites.
they're super pretty.
Love that.
Yeah. They're actually related to that plant that print that I made.
Mm-hmm.
They're related, and
Hellebore?
yeah, they're related, and hellebore is poisonous.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Are you gonna sell those via Instagram? How are you gonna sell them?
Yeah, so we'll be selling those on Instagram, and hopefully we want to get into some farmers markets in town.
Cool.
That would be really, really awesome. And maybe into some shops in town. That would be
Really
nice
cool.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in getting flowers.
Yeah.
Or if you know a shop that would like to
Yeah.
carry
Yeah.
responsibly raised and like eco-conscious,
Yes.
local.
Women owned.
Yes. Queer owned.
Yeah.
My best friend is Filipina, so she's a single mother. She's wonderful.
These are people you need support.
I'm gonna
Yes.
cry. Yes.
So good. I'm stoked. I can't wait. If you need hands to help collect or garden or sell at the farmer's market, I will totally help out.
You have a farm.
Aww.
You have a flower business.
Oh,
We
yeah,
would
I
love
would
to
love
have
to.
you. That'd be wonderful.
I have so many. I have like 25 pounds or something of like wildflower seed right now because I want to go to Baba Yaga's house. I got,
Yeah.
I bought all this native Nevada wildflower seeds so I can just dump them around Baba Yaga.
That'd be wonderful.
I need to get up there actually like pretty soon to do that.
Ooh, I'd love to take pictures of that process.
Yes. Oh my god, before and
That'd
after.
be really beautiful. But like if you
Yeah.
spreading the seeds, it'd be really nice.
That would be yeah.
Wonder how they'll do.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was like, I'll just get a ton, and maybe the birds will eat them all. But even if a small amount, you know.
See if anything germinates. And
Yeah.
It's a cool experiment.
Yeah, I think it'd be rad. And then maybe they'll do really well, and we could like offer Baba Yaga bouquets. You never know.
I love
So we're
that.
going up
I
there
love
for
that
the-
idea.
Okay.
Just like
Alright.
once a year. Like once a year we
That's
harvest
great.
Baba Yaga
For Mother's
bouquets.
Day.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool. Mother's Day's
Yeah.
too early.
There's a bad timeline
Yeah,
for this
sorry.
hypothetical.
No, we
Baba
bring
Yaga.
it
Yeah.
to like your plug and play brain med camp. We get like we only have like 7 Baba Yaga bouquets, and they're like very expensive.
Is that
Yeah,
really
exactly.
the direction
Shop
we want to go?
$1,000
Is this
each.
truly the direction we want to go?
Hard now, but money is cool. Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
Do things.
What other stuff are okay? So let's talk a little bit more about photography and the photos that
Yeah.
you're doing. Also, full disclosure, Tuff did our photos at
Full
the clown
disclosure.
shoot we just did.
Full disclosure.
So if you've seen any of those really amazing
Beautiful.
photos,
That was a blast.
it was so fun.
That was fun.
We had the best time.
It's good.
She just kicked me.
I'm kicking.
We're playing footsie, actually.
Yeah.
I like our assortment of Doc Martens.
I know. Y'all should see this.
We have
Yeah.
3 different styles.
How did you get
Presented.
into photos? How did you start taking them, and also are you inspired by your Dutch still life for that? Because your photos are also super moody and soft.
So photography for me actually started when I was really, really little. Because it all kind of, and I feel like I am a broken record, but it's just my life. So I was really sick as a kid, and I was misdiagnosed with that's not it, cystic fibrosis, that's what it is. And I was in and out of hospitals a lot.
Which is a really scary diagnosis.
Yeah, especially to get, like, as a kid.
As a child.
Yes. I remember being in hospitals, but I don't really remember, I don't know. I'm sure it was terrifying for my parents, but my mom, to keep me busy, stuck a disposable camera in my hand. So that's really what did it for me. Like, I ran with it, and there was no catching me after that. And then after that, I think the biggest impact for me was I lived on Maui for 3 years when I was 12 to 15.
That's epic.
Yeah. And I was deeply inspired by, as you can imagine, the environment and the people there. So I was just
Makes
all the
sense that
time.
you got into florals
Yes.
as well then.
Yeah, I was taking pictures of flowers all the time now that I thought about it recently. I was taking pictures of flowers, and when I would edit them, I would make them super dark. So, it makes sense that they're super moody now, but
And
How that can be sometimes when you realize your own patterns.
yeah.
it would be really dope for you to, I don't know if you've ever done a show of those older photos, like curating your favorite ones from when you lived on Maui, but I feel like that'd be so cool.
Well, a lot of them are locked up that's what sucks about sometimes technology, is that things get locked up on stuff that gets broken or damaged, but I have a lot of photos that are locked up on an old hard drive that I hopefully can access at some point. But
Yeah, I would just love to see them. Like,
yeah,
even like a here, there, and now, that would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Retrospective.
Yeah, retrospective.
yeah,
Your current body of work.
I have a good comparison one coming soon, but it's related to water, not flowers so much, but it does compare Nevada to Maui.
Cool.
So
What?
look forward to that.
Where is it? What's the details about it?
It's Kuyui Pyramid Lake.
Okay.
And it's just a photo I took when I went there recently with a friend, and it was a fisherman that was out in the water. And I took it, and when I looked at it in the camera, I thought, this looks like a photo that I took when I was on Maui of somebody swimming out in the water. Like, the person was literally directly in the middle of the frame. So it was just perfectly the same
Nice.
composition and everything.
I loved the photos you took of the flowers in the vase at the lake.
Yeah. For Amy Scott, her name starts with an A, and now I'm forgetting it.
I don't know, but they're beautiful. You should
Yeah.
totally. Oh my god, that photo would look so good on one of the Holland Project billboards. Oh, we should do it.
Yeah. I've been thinking about
Putting
how to get involved with their stuff that they have going on.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
stuff brewing.
get the right email for you
Okay.
if you're interested.
Yeah. Always. Sounds delicious.
Yeah. I want to see your stuff on the big billboard.
Yeah, that'd be
It
nice.
deserves to be there.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, just the colors of the flowers against the lake and that's the other thing too about the desert, right? Is the desert's actually this like just such a great backdrop, such a good movie, flat but not backdrop for like pops of color and stuff. It's so rad.
I love the desert.
Yeah, same.
It's wonderful.
Like clowns, for example, like colorful
No,
clowns.
like colorful
Maybe in
clowns.
Goldfields, for
Clowns.
example.
Or like against
We
a
are.
Wild West town. They're all wearing gothic, Western attire.
Oh, I think I'd have to be there for that.
Yeah, I feel like you should.
I feel like I should
this
probably
is
be there
written
for
on my
that.
calendar.
I feel like it's also written on mine.
Oh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yes,
It's
stay
about to be
tuned.
my 35th birthday, and we're gonna be weird.
Yes. And I'll
Oh.
be there like this.
Yes. Not to totally side onto the clown thing, but I am looking for a cow, a person who wants to dress like a cow, and let me rope them.
Mhm.
My cow fell through. That's all.
We need a calendar.
Not literally fell through anything. The cow was fine.
Rope.
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 With an R. I mean,
Just rope.
yeah.
Like, lasso the
rope
cow.
feels like it's not consensual, and that would never. be
Lasso.
a thing.
Rope.
Yeah.
Rope.
Yeah.
The cow has consented in advance.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, consenting to roping.
It's a human cow.
Yeah, maybe we should specify.
We want a human.
cow.
Yeah, we need a human cow. Like someone dressed as a cow.
Yes.
God.
Okay, whatever. Just scratch it off. Just wind it back. Consensual cows, okay?
Human
Consensual
cows.
Inquire within.
So one question we like to ask all of our people that come through is, what advice would you give to somebody who is just getting started in any of your art forms? And I think specifically for you too, like maybe somebody who is like disabled, or just having a harder time because of physical limitations, like how do you get through that and continue to like find your voice and make your art?
I really think that putting emphasis on rest is important. I think it's easy to get wrapped up in like productivity and like I gotta drill, I gotta get better, I gotta make money. But
Constant
rest,
growth, right? Like
yeah.
It's always like you've got to have more.
Mhm.
Everything's increasing all the time.
But
That
there
pressure
is no
huge.
growth without rest. Flowers and plants don't grow without rest. We all have resting periods. So. Rest.
I love that.
The thing that really like changed my perspective is I read something about like something said like you would never expect like your plants to be productive all the time. Like anything that like anything that produces like
It's so
really
true.
good stuff, particularly like it's only going to be productive for like certain like why would you be different?
Yeah, or
I
like
like to apply that to
orchids.
myself.
For some reason with orchids, because they flower, right? And they hold their flowers for so long, people expect them to flower all the time. And so when they start losing their flowers, people panic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Rest
They don't
is good.
They don't have their flowers for most of the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most things are not flowering.
Right.
Yeah.
Small window. Yeah.
And there's bigger windows in between more spectacular things sometimes.
Leaves are important too.
It's true. Okay, so if people want to get in touch with you and they want to book a photo shoot or they want a flower arrangement or anything, can they do that? How can they do that?
Yes. So all you have to do is DM me.
Nice. At Tuff Beach.
Yeah.
Tuff with Tuff.
Yes. Tuff Peach.
The cutesy way. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And they can just ask you for a photo shoot or ask you for a floral arrangement.
Yep. I'm usually pretty flexible.
It's true.
Great. Yeah.
What about prints? I want your
Oh,
things
yeah.
in a print.
All you
How
gotta
I
do
get
is ask.
Okay.
Basically, anything that you see on my Instagram or in my stories, essentially, I can turn into a print for you.
Oof. I want them all. I want to go to the thrift store, like Black Botanical Press, and
Get
get
some
some
beautiful
gilded
frames.
frames,
Yes.
and then just be like, it's this dimension, printed to that, and
Yes.
then we'll just like start framing these gorgeous florals. Oof.
Oh yeah. And I love like retro matting, like matting that's like curved instead of like square.
Yeah.
Oh, like rounded matting.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Man. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay. Sounds
Sounds
good.
Yes. well, thanks so much for being
Yeah,
here. Is there
thanks for
anything
having
else
me.
you want to share with the people of the world?
Rest.
Go Renoites.
Right now.
Rest.
Oh my God.
I know, but
I
now we
mean,
have
stay
to.
till the end of the show and then go to
We
sleep.
have to do the. Yeah, don't rest yet. Well, just lay down
Rest.
for this next part.
Lay,
Yeah,
lay
lay
down. You can
We know
rest.
you're watching this on your
Okay,
phone
wait.
or your
I
laptop.
do have
Just
something
lay
to
down.
say. I do have something to say.
Ooh.
You can lay down, and that's resting. You can read a book, and that's resting too. Just,
Yeah.
You can close your eyes for 5 minutes, and that's rest.
It's true. Take a bath.
That's rest. That's
Oh,
great
yeah.
rest.
Yeah. I think even a long scroll session can be rest.
Absolutely. Resting your brain
Yeah.
from.
Depends what you're scrolling.
I mean, yeah.
True.
Don't doom scroll. That's bad for your brain.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right, now we're gonna
Roll right into our next.
roll into Connor's interview that we did a couple weeks ago, and we just had so many people booked up that we
Yeah,
just
we've
never
been
got
pretty
to
booked
it.
up actually.
But let's do it. Renoites. And also disclaimer, it's pretty loud because we're at the Sierra Tap House right after Quizzo, so a little bit loud in the background, but you guys can handle it. We trust you. Cool.
I like the idea still of doing some kind of interview show with people who are traveling, but I haven't been hosting couch surfers for the last couple of years because pandemic, kind of everything kind of shut down really with couch surfing, and.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Signal Boost. We're out here at Sierra Tap House with our friend Connor, and we just did trivia
We did. We lost miserably
You were doing okay,
for
but
a little bit.
the last question, if you guess and you're wrong, you lose all your points. So, sorry,
We made a
you
few
didn't
bad
know the flag of
choices.
Barbados. You know, you got to study up on your flags, I
We
guess.
We
really.
do.
I was like Corsica.
We biffed that.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We did Riri dirty. We didn't know.
Can you introduce yourself?
I can. My name is Connor McQuivy. I am from Reno. I host trivia nights at several venues around town, and I also host a local podcast called Renoites. So that is my main project right now. Is a weekly interview show called Renoites, wherever you find podcasts. And I'm in my second season. Just started new episodes a few weeks ago.
That's awesome.
So how many episodes so far?
So I did 32 episodes last year. I started in March last year and didn't have a plan for when to stop. So I just kind of did an episode every week until I got completely burned out. And that turned out to be about 32 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's a lot of weeks. It's a long run.
I
It is
couldn't
a
do
lot.
this by myself every week. I would just not be motivated.
Yeah, it was tough. But I had a lot of really great guests. So I was just excited every week to have new conversations and new guests. But it is a lot of work, the editing, the recording, the scheduling and finding guests and research,
Yeah.
just all of these things. And doing it all myself was a lot of work for sure.
Yeah.
So I took a break over the holidays, but I'm excited to be back with new episodes. And this year I'm breaking into seasons. So I'm going to do 10 episodes, take a break for a couple months, 10 episodes. So I'm still going to do about 30 episodes this year, but with a couple little planned vacations.
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Because either you give yourself a break or your brain chooses when your break is.
exactly. Yeah, I'd rather take the break before I have like a total meltdown.
Yes, that's the best time.
How did you? Is this your first podcast ever?
It is, yeah. So I have thought about doing a podcast for a long time, an interview show. I really like long form interviews, but I couldn't really find the right topic or the right kind of set of guests. But I moved back to Reno a few years ago, and I started hosting couch surfers, like travelers who were coming to Reno.
Oh, cool.
Couchsurfing.org, I think is the website.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's old school.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was great because I was having all these really awesome conversations with people. So meeting strangers and basically just learning like what they're about and what they do. And I'm a naturally curious person.
That's the opposite of Renoites, not Renoites.
I know, yeah, exactly. Well, I like the idea still of doing some kind of interview show with people who are traveling, but I haven't been hosting couch surfers for the last couple of years because pandemic. You know, everything kind of shut down really with couch surfing, and so I started thinking, okay, well, I still want to have these conversations, and I live in Reno. There's a lot of people doing interesting things, and I can record remotely. I think with Zoom kind of video technology, I use a site called Zencaster, which is similar to Zoom, but it's basically I can record remotely, and it sounds pretty good, and there's tons of people in Reno to talk to. So I just decided, hey, let's ask some people to come on the show. And I was shocked at how many great guests I've been able to find. It's been a really awesome experience kind of meeting a ton of people in town and helping me kind of connect with Reno in a way that I hadn't before.
We kind of feel the same way about this, to be honest. Like, that's the biggest plus, has far and away been just like meeting so many people, having so many interesting conversations, gets us out to things.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to like make people talk to you. I feel like it's kind of weird to just ask any like random stranger in town who's doing something interesting, like, hey, can I just talk to you for an hour about it?
Yeah.
And you're like, why? But if you have a podcast, you say, hey, can I talk to you on my podcast?
Yeah,
And everyone's like, oh
Life
yeah, that
hack.
sounds great.
Yeah, they're like,
You can talk to, you can monopolize the time of interesting people.
Yes. And I will say, even people that we already knew, but that we didn't have like a deeper knowledge of, you know, and connection to, it's been super nice to be like, hey, you're doing cool stuff, and we've been friends with you for a long time, but now we can like, find out more
And
about who you are.
connections of these people with each other sometimes come out of this. A lot of that has happened, which I wouldn't have expected, and I almost don't always feel like I understand like how that manages to happen. It doesn't feel like it's a format that's like especially even conducive to that, but it like happens despite itself, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think Reno's a small enough town that I feel like people really do know each other a lot, and as soon as you kind of get out and start meeting people, because like I said, I just moved back a few years ago, and I moved away when I went to college, so I haven't lived here as an adult, so I didn't really know anyone. I was kind of coming back to Reno as like new to town and not really having any friends or connections. And even in just this last year of 32 interviews, like that's a lot of people who all kind of know each other or know of each other, and it really has made me feel like connected and kind of plugged in.
Yeah.
Like really
Yeah.
quickly, really effectively.
So
It
how
is.
many years were you gone?
I was gone 16 years, so I left in
Wow.
2001 and I moved back in 2017. So Reno completely changed while I was
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a
like
whole
a
different
totally
city.
different city.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's
Wild.
cool. It's so much better. I think that a lot of people kind of they miss. You
There's
know,
like a nostalgia.
yeah, there's this
Always.
nostalgia about it, but I do
Yeah.
think that having been gone and then coming back and being able to compare like what it was versus what it is now,
Yeah.
like I'll take now Reno over 2001 Reno. Like,
Yeah,
day.
it does. I do know a lot of people who feel that way.
What's your favorite part about now Reno?
Well, I do like all the art. So I'm not an artist or like particularly tied into the artist community in Reno, but I appreciate that Reno has become more of an artist city.
Yeah, it
when I was
benefits
there.
everybody, even if you're not participating,
Exactly. Yeah. Even if I'm not an artist or like in the artist community, I like all the public art. I like the murals. I like the sculptures. I like that is a priority for the city, and I think a lot of the people live here care about art in a way that they didn't before. So I think that's one of the huge improvements. And also, I think like food and drink scene. Like I said, I host trivia at local
Sure.
bars. There's bars and restaurants and
Yeah.
a lot more of that stuff that I just don't think was at the same level.
Yeah,
when I was younger.
absolutely.
So yeah, nightlife, fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many trivia nights? Do you host trivia 5 nights a week?
No, I do 3 nights a week right now. I started about 3 years ago, so I've been doing trivia almost since I moved back. And I was doing 4 nights a week for a long time. I'm doing 3 nights a week right now.
How'd you get into it?
So I used to just play trivia, and they had an ad on the screen that said, "We're looking for hosts," and I was like, "I bet I could do that. I like talking to people."
Yeah.
It seems like fun.
Choose your own, like you create the trivia for the
No,
night?
I don't. So so DJ Trivia is part of like a national company. So we get the games and the questions. We don't do that locally, but we have our local hosts, our local venues, music, all of that stuff is done locally. So
Makes sense.
yeah, so we get to kind of personalize it a little bit and put our own spin on it. But we don't have to do the work of planning,
That's a lot of
game,
work.
writing. Oh yeah, I mean I could never do it if I was having
You
to
to
write
do that
questions.
for every week.
Yeah.
Man, I think I would love that. If I did like 1 night a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like my weird, like bespoke,
Yeah.
like crazy
Could be
trivia. Yeah.
I could do it maybe like once a month. I think even once a week, writing up like
You'd
20
burn out
questions and
really
answers and like
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but there are some local hosts.
You might
who
not.
do
A
really
lot of
nice.
people would.
Like it's fun for like 2 weeks and then you're like
Right.
super over it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have trivia tonight. I got to write 20 questions. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that.
Starts to be homework.
Exactly.
Yeah, just use Trivial Pursuit and
Right.
you know
Well,
what
that's
else
copy.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's been a lot of fun. A great job. It doesn't even feel like work. Basically, I get to go to these different venues, meet the different bar staff, the regular teams. I see the same teams week after week.
Yeah, I bet.
So that's really cool too. Is because I kind of get to
Build a
know my regulars.
Rodents have been mutual size or
So smart. They play at a few different venues. They win all the time. Erin is she was on Jeopardy, so she was on Jeopardy and won.
it's not fair.
So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, these
you
people
know, so
are,
she wins
I
a
feel
lot.
better about
they're
losing.
sharking.
Yeah.
They're
Letting you know.
sharks. They're trivia sharks.
There is some smart teams, some really smart teams. So I mean, you always have a chance at winning, but depending on the venue you play, there might be teams that just are consistently really good. So you got to bring
Sometimes
some.
it's just luck, right? It's just like they ask a bunch of stuff you happen to know.
Yeah.
And especially like the last question is double or nothing, so it happens not uncommonly that maybe the Rodents of an Unusual Side will be in the lead the whole time, but then they don't know the last question, and
Yeah.
even if someone knows it, they'll jump ahead.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
It's a great equalizer.
It's awesome.
A little bit of luck. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and then it's also nice to have my boss is really, really supportive. So I also advertise for DJ Trivia on the podcast, and then I have an ad on the screens when we host trivia. So it's kind of nice to like spread the word about the podcast to some of the players,
Yeah.
which is really nice that I'm able to do that because it's I feel like I built a little bit of connection with the bar staff, with the players, and it's nice to be able to share. Oh, this is this other project I do. This is this other thing I care about.
That's awesome.
So, who is your favorite, or maybe like favorite's not the best word.
What's a standout
standout Renoite
interview?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think the most popular episodes are also some of my favorite episodes, and they have tended to be, unsurprisingly, like more notable figures in town. So I had Councilman Devin Reese on the show, and that was a really good episode. I talked to Ben Castro from RISE, so the Reno Initiative
Right.
on Equality. And Ben is
Ben's
amazing.
great.
Such
I
a good
work
dude.
with Ben a little bit because
Yeah.
I teach with the Generator. We started
Oh,
a
okay.
program doing art classes
Oh,
over there at our place,
Oh, nice.
and he's there a lot. Yeah, he's dynamite.
That's the like best friend of Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like smoking all the time, a lot of tattoos,
Yeah, and that was one of the
always in a hoodie.
That was one of the first episodes too. So I was really lucky that I got some really great guests right off the bat. My first guest was Bob Conrad from This Is Reno. So I'm so grateful because I think that gave some legitimacy to the show right off the bat. That I have like a guest who is like a respected figure in the local media.
Are you friends with him or just
No, but I had never met him before, but we may have been friends on Facebook possibly, but we had a mutual friend who put us in touch and he was willing to do the show, and it was really awesome. But yeah, so Ben was one of the first guests, I think the third episode maybe,
nice?
and it was just a great story about Rise and kind of the origins of it and all the projects that they worked on, and just a really good conversation about how we address homelessness, how we need to be compassionate in the understanding part, because that's something that's kind of missed when we talk about homelessness a lot. A lot of people talk about strategies or this kind of depersonalized way.
Dehumanize it.
Yeah. So it was a really great conversation that really kind of like put a human face on all the things that they do. Yeah. So that was a great episode. I had another episode with Grant Denton, who's also really involved
Yes,
in
I love
the community. So yeah.
From a box man.
Oh yeah, and he's just like such a big personality and so much fun. So yeah, some really great episodes.
Sorry, I haven't called you back. I'm gonna call you back.
With just with some really like important and cool local figures, which has been really rad. But it's not just that. I've had like my mom was on an episode, which was super fun because we talked about like parenting and raising kids in Reno and kind of her story. So that's really fun to be able to share with people.
That's awesome.
So it's not just political people or like big
Like
issues.
famous.
Yeah, a lot of it's just like small business people. It's people that I know.
That's why Reno's so accessible in that way. Like everyone, you don't feel like you can't talk to somebody.
Totally, yeah. I realized I was a little worried at first. I was like nervous about asking people to come on the podcast because it feels very dorky. I make this joke a lot. It's like the dorkiest thing you do is like, can you come on my podcast?
Yeah, totally.
We feel that.
Yeah.
For sure.
We understand.
But I realized that like people want to do it. When you
they
ask
do.
someone to come on a podcast, they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
they want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
So people have been much more excited about coming on the show than I
Yeah.
expected. So it's been a lot of fun that way too.
Yeah, I was just talking to the Dudes Movement, the guy, Terrence, who also does Ascension Clothing Co. And I was like, oh, would you come on our show? And he's like, I'd be so honored. It just makes me feel even more nerdy. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. And it's I've gotten more and more comfortable with it over time too. Where at first I was like nervous asking anyone, and now like I have no shame. I'll ask anyone. I'll send emails to anyone. I'll call. I'll text. Like if I can get anyone important's phone number, like I will text them and be like, hey, come on my show. So yeah, it's been fun.
Were there any episodes that were like just didn't go the way you hoped? I mean, maybe you don't want to talk about it, but I just really am curious.
Yeah, not really. I'm shocked at how I haven't had any episodes that I actively dislike because I was just afraid that there'd be an interview that just the chemistry wasn't there or that it wasn't interesting, and then I would be like, oh God, like this is like not living up to what I want. I still have to air it. But that hasn't happened. I've been really surprised at how consistent all of the conversations have been. And I think part of that comes from the format of the show. It's just very relaxed and conversational, and I like to learn from people. So it's not hard for me to just like ask someone questions for an hour and learn what they're about.
Yeah.
So
Even though an hour is a very long time.
I know that an hour is a long time, but it feels like it flies by.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like if anything, we're trying to keep our interviews down.
Speaking
So,
of which, okay.
Yeah, right.
And
It's hard to keep under
and
time.
we end up going over all the time, and that's like
It's
if
true.
I knew I had an hour, I think I would like really settle into some of the like I would feel a lot more like I could go off on tangents with people and stuff. So I could totally see that.
And that's what I liked about it is that I think an hour is a good amount of time to have like a substantive conversation. You can really get into details on things. You can ask follow-up questions and really have a more substantive conversation, which is really hard to do in shorter interviews. And that's why I like the hour-long format. I know it's long for a lot of listeners. A lot of people, I'd probably look at it and be like, I don't have an hour to give to this thing.
Yeah.
So I may be losing some listeners that way, but I hope that the people who do listen to it, the pool table. I hope the people who do listen to it appreciate that it's that kind of longer format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask our question that we always ask.
Go.
Which is, we always say, if you were talking to somebody who was kind of up and coming or trying to get started doing something that you're doing, what would be your advice? So, like, I guess you could go either with the podcast thing or the trivia thing. You could choose since you're talking to, or both.
Yeah, I would say, as corny as it is, just do it. Like, I was thinking about doing some kind of podcast for a really long time. I was hosting these couch surfers, thought, oh, I should do a couch surfer podcast. I did a big, long, year-long road trip. I moved into my Prius and lived in the back of my Prius for a year and visited national parks.
Oh, cool.
I know, it's very cramped. I'm 6 feet tall, too, but I did. It worked.
Wow.
And the whole time I was like, oh, I could do a podcast while I'm on the road, but I didn't really have, like, the energy for it or the plan
It's a
for it.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, but then it was the pandemic and I didn't have that much going on. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of thinking, am I the right guy for it? Do I have the right format? Blah, blah, blah. Like all these
Like, it doesn't
anxieties.
matter.
None of it matters.
Doing
Just
it
like,
matters than anything else.
exactly. And it's not that hard. If you do a little research, I don't have a lot of expensive equipment. I record
Yeah,
sitting
the
on my living
tools are
room
good
floor.
and cheap and easy to
Yeah.
use now.
So yeah, if you have like
Do the thing.
do the thing. Do the
What do
thing.
you want to do? What have you thought about doing for years?
Yeah, go do it.
Please
now.
do it.
Do
And then
it.
come on our show and then go on Renoites.
Yeah.
We'll both interview you.
Yeah, I want to know about the thing.
Yes.
Totally.
If people want to find the podcast, they can go anywhere where podcasts are found. But
Yeah.
specifically, is there a place to contact you to get on the show?
Yeah, so I think I don't love social media, but Instagram is my main kind of social media for the podcast. So
This is at Renoites.
at Renoites, you can find the actual show anywhere podcasts are. Renoites.com if you
Cool,
want to
cool.
go on the browser. But you can also email me, Connor, CONOR at Renoites.com.
So only one N.
So yeah,
Yeah,
only one N, CONOR. But yeah, Instagram at Renoites is probably a really good way to
Cool.
Great.
And
what's
then
going on.
if they want to be trivia-ized, what's the verb of
I don't know if they want to come play trivia.
Yeah.
Well, I host Here's Here Tap House, where we're recording now on Tuesday nights, and then Wednesday nights I'm in the North Valley, so at the 395.
North Wales.
Yeah, and then Thursday nights I'm at the Brewers Cabinet production facility down on West 4th over by Patagonia. So that's a really awesome venue too. They just opened about, I think last year they opened that as like a tap room. And it's a nice big kind of like warehousey space and a really fun vibe for trivia. So that's on Thursday nights. But we have venues all over town. I'm not the only host. We have, I want to say maybe like 15 different games every week, Sunday
Yeah, I
through
saw
Thursday.
that. And
So-
all different places.
Yeah, all over town. So whatever neighborhood people are in, whatever host they like, there's probably a game. So DJTriviaNevada.com, you can look at all the venues in town. So yeah, we have a lot of really great hosts and a lot of really great venues. So I don't want to claim them all. There's a lot of
Totally. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, thanks so
Maybe we're
much
gonna
for
get back into it.
hosting trivia tonight. We had a great time.
Yeah, thank you for playing. It was a lot of fun.
And thanks for talking to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out at Renoites, so you know.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
wanna hear
It's
me
gonna be
more-
it's gonna be
Oh,
awesome. I
nice.
can't wait to learn more about the generator and stuff. So it's also fun to be able to do these kind of I learn about you, you learn about me things with other creatives and people that are doing stuff like this.
Totally.
Promotion,
Yeah.
cross knowledge. Yeah.
Totally, it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I hope you liked that interview with Connor. That was super fun. We had a really great time playing trivia, even though we failed. And
No, we lost.
yeah, and I knew it was Bette Midler, and I didn't say it, and I will never not regret that.
Yeah,
Remember?
I do remember that.
Well, let's do Instagram roundup, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us. And we're gonna get more love, so it'll sound better.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're every week we're learning new things.
Yeah, seriously, every week I'm just like obsessing about how to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
I can go now, like figuring it out. This is the intern. It's so great. We love having a helper. If you want to help,
Best intern we've ever had, actually.
for real. You just like bought a mixer off some guy on the street.
Yep. Even a mixer. So he pulled our cash and found us someone to buy one from on the internet.
Yeah, fake mixer. 15 minutes before the show
An
started.
audio mixer.
Do you see it?
So we're still working
Okay.
some out.
Fixing it. Fixing it. Fixing it.
And then I still need to be able to get over there to the mouse, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you could just click through it, and I'll just read the thing.
Yeah, we'll read the things.
Yeah. Okay.
You doing it? You doing it? Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Well, the first thing I wanted to say actually before we even get to the Instagram roundup is tomorrow night at the Holland Project from 7 to 9 we have our zine session, and it's the first zine session of 2022. So yeah, and then scroll down. Scroll. Keep going. There you go. Also you can hear my kids down in the background possibly, and that's fine. But yeah, Holland Project 7 to 9 tomorrow night, Thursday. So that'll be really fun, and the theme is Hive. And the way that the zines work is like anybody can come. We have all the art supplies. Everything's free. You just make art with us. It's like very low barrier to entry. You don't have to have ever made art before. We'll walk you through it. We're also looking for more magazine donations. So if you have a bunch of old magazines or even books that you want to get rid of,
Yeah, bring more away.
yeah, just bring them. And then on Saturday, we're going to do it again at Space Cadet, which is a cool little plant store on Wells. And that's from 10 a.m. to 1, I believe. So definitely starts at 10. Yeah, and both magazines are, all the zines are bilingual, so Spanish and English. So if you're a Spanish speaker, please use that instead. Yeah, and if you're English, we'll translate it to Spanish only. At least she will. She also speaks Portuguese. She also has a motorcycles license, but and she's gonna get a boat card soon, so.
I'm very eligible in today's.
Alright, Instagram roundup, let's do this. What's up, taxes for artists? It's a free webinar. This is great for all of us, because who knows how to do taxes? So
No one.
complicated. I'm really lucky. I go to Candace Gonzalez, like, shout out, at H&R Block on Pyramid. She is so dope. She's a burner, and she's Paiute, and she just understands me and does my taxes every year and all my crazy, like, I made a sculpture, but I lost $20,000. And she's like, it's fine. You know, like, makes it work. So,
You and many people.
yeah. But if you don't want to go to Candace, you can go to this Taxes for Artists free webinar and get some education.
Yep, we're there.
Next. Primo Farm.
Prima Farm.
Mm-hmm. They have one spot left open for their cute internship where you get to become a little farmer and they teach you everything they know.
So if you'd also like to be an intern.
Yeah, but a farming intern. It's really cute. If I didn't have all these children's bills, I would do it. Maybe you can.
Zakia has prints for sale.
Yes. At Ridgeback Printing, and you can go on the website and get some. Next. Rapid fire. Oh, I wanted to like shout out the Urban Lotus Project. They're moving down to Vegas, which is so cool. It's just like one woman show. Like she just started bringing yoga to at-risk youth and people incarcerated, like all these different people that just need that kind of work in their life. And she's been doing this really awesome work in Reno for a long time, and now they're expanding to Vegas. And Karma Project did that too, Karma Box Project, and Double Scoop, and it's just been cool to watch these things that started in Northern Nevada really do great work and expand to Southern Nevada. So
Swim throughout the state.
yeah, maybe we'll be like that one day. Ray got interviewed by Double Scoop. Speaking of Double Scoop, Ray, who does our scenes and all kinds of different amazing things here, like all of our merch.
And they were an early interview on
Yeah,
Civil
yeah.
News.
So you should listen to the interview on Double Scoop. And Ray will be at the zine thing tomorrow night. Calling. Oh, you
Oh
are.
yes, Family Suit Mutual Aid is going to have a fundraiser auction and a party. The party is March 8th. Is that right? Is that what it says? I think it's in here. March 9th.
Look.
It's March 9th at that winner. Go to that. It's going to be really fun. And also look for their auction. It's online, so you can go to that. It's a lot of art from local artists. I donated something to it, so you can check that out.
And you just saw me Soup for Our Families, you know?
Yep. Soup for Our Families.
Next. I'm making soup for the, Soup for the Soul people this week too.
Ooh, Pangolin. That place is really cute.
Yeah, so you
It's
and
very
I.
gay.
It's very gay?
Yeah. I like it.
Like the Turkish delight? Did you feel that way? Or okay, cool.
I mean that in the most.
I know. Like you like it because it's gay.
Exactly. I'm trying to entice people to there.
Yeah. So you and our art students, art club is putting together a show with anybody that's an art student at UNR or TMCC is the call for art at Penguin, and the suggested theme is animals. So if you're a student artist and you want your work featured in a gay cafe. No, I think they're saying that because there's a gay flag in there.
Yeah, but it also is just like
The aesthetic.
It's so precious.
It is very precious. It is precious. Okay. Another thing you're going to?
Speakeasy. Yes, I am going to this. This is the coolest thing in Reno, I think. So it's a beat battle. It's just put on by some really cool people, great vibes. People's performances are really awesome. It's just a super fun time. So it's gonna be the Bluebird this month. It is this Saturday. I'm gonna be there. I don't know. It's gonna be really fun. Check it out.
Stevie and Sway.
Yeah, Stevie and Sway. Oh my God.
Stevie and Sway are like a swoon action. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Serious heartthrobs.
So good.
Check it out.
Okay, next.
Dead Ringer 4th Street Art Project.
Right now.
It's right now. So if
Go.
you're looking for something to do, you want to go buy some art, you want to go kick it, it's going until 11 at Dead Ringer. So
Yeah,
check it out.
and this person's live sewing.
Live art.
which I
So it's
think
going to be
is dope.
live sewing. It's pretty cool.
You know that's not the name when there's live sewing. I love that. I think that's so dope.
Really dope. Consumption. This is Friday.
Yeah, this is that party I was talking about earlier with the giant money sign. I feel like this poster is very terrifying, but it's fine.
It is. This is disturbing.
One of the lead artists painted it. It's like an oil painter or something. I know, it's crazy. But come on out, it's for a good cause. It's gonna be super fun. And we've got some homies doing live painting and other cool things going on. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of dollar sign sunglasses that you can wear. You know?
As opposed to eat.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Biggest Little Pantry got a grant through the Sustainable Nevada Initiative Fund, and they're going to be, basically it's just like this pantry where you can come and get food if you're in need. And I thought it was cool, this kind of like interconnectedness of UNR giving them a grant, and now they're going to be able to expand and add solar, and I just wanted to kind of celebrate that. So nice. Yeah, so this Reno bike crew, basically it got postponed. Too cold, too snowy, and don't try to go out biking right now. Don't do it. It'll
Not
happen
good
next
biking
week.
on your bike.
Yeah, next week. Oh, Virginia City is gonna do the, I forget what it's called. It's the
Have a
bubble-
bale.
Ball.
Is that what it's called though?
Oh, it's Rocky Mountain
Thirty
Rocky
first.
Mountain Oysters. Yeah. In early March, which I don't think I would ever
Go get
go
some nuts.
to, but I like that it's happening. Good for you, VC. You're weird.
Yeah.
So. And then the last thing is a magician.
Larry Wilson.
He's just going to be doing youth programs at various
Magic. Just the bratty younger sibling of science.
He's just going to be doing these youth programs at libraries around town. I thought you guys should know about it.
Check it out. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. That's it. That's all we got for you on the
All
first.
right. Have a good night, guys.
See you Friday.
Later.